there. Now, Jonathan Adams, who is our motoring editor, caught up last week with Alan Rehbock, who is the head of sales, Sangari, South Africa, and the subject was the F1 in Schools Challenge.
I'm here with Alan Rehbock. He's the head of sales at Sangari, South Africa, and we're going to be looking into the F1 in Schools Technology Challenge, which has become quite a well-known worldwide challenge. Is an educational competition that promotes science, technology, engineering and mathematics, or STEM as it's otherwise known. Now, Sangari South Africa, you guys are a provider of learning solutions. You've launched the F1 in Schools Technology Challenge 2016 race season and looking for a team to represent South Africa at the World Finals next year, Alan. And basically what it entails is a team of students between the age of, is it 9 and 19 or 11 and 19?
9 and 19.
Okay, 9 and 19, and they get the chance to deploy CAD software to, collaborate, design, analyze, manufacture, test, and then race miniature compressed air-powered balsa wood Formula One cars, which I find a very, very interesting challenge. Now, there are apparently over 44 countries participating, which makes it quite a prestigious and fun event worldwide. Alan, is there anything more that you can tell me about the challenge? I mean, how long has it been running? Why have you guys decided to get involved, etc.?
So the challenge has been running for quite a few years. And what actually happened in South Africa is we decided to resuscitate it. We started it in about 2008 and had over 1,000 schools registered and participating in the challenge. So what we did was it kind of declined and it was costing Sangari quite a lot of money. It was taken over by the Top Gear people, and they didn't make much of a success of it. We therefore decided to build it again and restart it this year. So it's been quite exciting. We've already had 40-odd schools register, and we've provided them with the CAD software, which we do for free, and they then begin the whole process of designing these beautiful little Formula One racing cars.
Yes. Now, you mentioned an important thing there. I'm going to go to the funding straight away. Surely there needs to be some sort of funding for these kids. Where does that come from? And, does this create an opportunity for business to get involved going forward?
Yeah, so the funding component makes it even more exciting. So I'll give an example. Just the other day we had one of the schools in Soweto, actually a girls' school, who began on the process and registered to start the process of the challenge. And what happened was they wanted to put together a business plan that they could present to the various businesses around their school. And it was quite amazing that they went to their teachers and asked their teachers how to put together this business plan, and no one knew how. And they actually researched themselves, which just shows the value of this learning opportunity, and then put together their own business plan and marketing plan, which they took to a number of businesses around their area. And they were able to quite quickly secure a sponsorship for the initial phase, and that is basically to find a computer and other things.
Okay, no, that's brilliant. It sounds like it's been very engaging for the kids as well, which is great. In terms of, it's linked with Formula One and it works around Formula One. Are these kids ever actually involved with Formula One? I mean, do they ever meet the teams? Is this something that could create an opportunity for these kids to maybe become engineers for Formula One teams in the future?
Okay, so as you know, it's a national imperative to have engineers in South Africa, never mind for Formula One.
Yes.
So what makes it most interesting is that the reason for the whole program is we are trying to entice these young learners into the world of Formula One or into the world of science and technology. And that's because of the desperate need. So what happens is we want to help change the perception of science and technology. Many kids in this country are finding science and technology, engineering and maths quite awkward, and so we're creating a fun and exciting...
They don't find it cool.
They don't find it cool. So we're creating this fun and exciting learning environment for these young people. Now, the big carrot for them is that when you give them just that little picture, build a Formula One car, they have that goal. And it's amazing how successful they are at working towards that goal and how they just proceed. They just crack on, they go and make it happen. So it's very exciting.
And so it starts now. We 2016. When does this culminate? I'm guessing there's a period of time, and then everyone's judged at the end of the day. When does this all end up happening?
So on Saturday the 13th, the actual first race will happen, where we have 12 teams participating at the Saibono Discovery Centre in the centre of Johannesburg. And these kids will participate and challenge each other, and they're judged on a whole range of different processes. So they would need to, each team they form the team of between 3 and 6 people. They think of a name. They then decide job roles. In other words, who's the team manager, who'll be the manufacturing engineer, who'll design the car, who will be the graphic designer, who will be the resource manager, and then they prepare this business plan, they develop a budget, and they raise sponsorship. Then they use the 3D CAD, computer-aided design software that we provide, and they actually design a car. Using this software, what they do is they then go through analysis of what their design looks like. So all the while they are learning so much, and they're gaining so much knowledge, not only in the use of computers, but entrepreneurial skills, marketing skills, accounting skills, and then the aerodynamics are analyzed for drag coefficiency in the virtual, so they're learning much about science. And then we drive the actual car in a virtual wind tunnel, and they begin to see what the effect is of aerodynamics, what the effect of force and friction, how that affects the motor car. And it's amazing to see what they actually learn from this. They then manufacture a car on a like a CNC machine, where they actually cut the car out, and then they test in proper wind and smoke tunnels to see what happens. Wow.
And then I'm guessing, if the South African contingent or one of the teams makes it further, does it go into 2017? And then they start, everyone from all over the world, kind of the best of the best, all get together. And then do they race their cars? Is this what this ends up being at the end of the day?
Yeah, so they're judged on a whole bunch of things. So they have a pit booth. There's some scrutineering, because there are certain tolerances that must be applied. In other words, the size of the car and various other things. There's engineering judging, like, the judges question the teams on how their cars have been manufactured and why particular designs were chosen. The kids also learn to do a verbal presentation, where they prepare a presentation to perform to the panel of judges. So the first event on the 13th, all this will happen.
Okay.
They will develop a portfolio. In other words, a 20-page A3 portfolio that will document everything about their project, why they chose it, why they put it together, the pictures, the initial designs, the refinement. All of that goes into that thing, and all that judging happens. So this will be the first regional competition. And we're going to run these on a regular basis in various provinces around the country. And then eventually, during 2017, we will actually have a national competition where the best of the best out of those regional competitions will compete in a national competition. Obviously, there are big branding opportunities for the businesses that have supported these kids. And funny enough, what we find is that the amazing thing is why businesses local to that school or within the proximity of that school want to support the school is that they would like to acquire the services of those kids once they've graduated out of those schools, because they just know that these kids are going to be wide awake, educated, competent, and they will have, done pretty well in their exams as well. Yes. So it all just goes together to show how good it is.
Well, that was going to be my next question, is besides the wealth of skills and knowledge that these kids accumulate throughout the process, what do the winners take home besides that? Is it just bragging rights, and then obviously like we said, it's great to filter back into business in this country?
Yeah, so for us the important thing is obviously the accolades that go with achieving the success. In fact, just participating will make sure that they get medals for participation, and then trophies that they can display at their schools and all that kind of thing. The most important thing that I think is the knowledge that's gained and the educational capabilities that they grow. We had a school from Tembisa, funny enough, where this young lady was a design engineer, and as a design engineer she put together this most amazing little car, but she was also responsible for marketing. Okay. And at the end of the competition, she decided that she didn't want to be an engineer any longer, but she absolutely enjoyed approaching companies, and she wanted to be a marketeer, or she wanted to be in marketing.
Yes.
And that's
the opportunities are endless.
So it just shows that there are many opportunities beyond the entrepreneurial elements and that kind of thing.
Yes, well, Alan, thanks so much for chatting to me today. I mean, I'm a huge petrol head, so this is an educational challenge that's really close to my heart. I wish it was something that was around when I was just a little bit younger. So I can't actually wait to see how well the South African contingent does, and then obviously on a global level as well. But thanks so much for chatting to me today, Alan. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jonathan.
That was a head of sales at Sangari, South Africa, Alan Rehbock, and he was chatting to us about the F1 in Schools Technology Challenge, which has become well known worldwide and is getting back off the ground here in South Africa.